you owe it to yourself to try this. It's not a huge investment at all. What you're investing is yourself and some time. But again, the time that you're asking is so minimal, and I would feel like if I didn't do this or have tried this, which then I really enjoy it, but that I would regret it at some point, and always wonder, could I have done something with the help of Andrew to, improve my life and to change my, because it changes your perspective.
I'm taking it seriously, obviously, but I'm actually having fun with it because I already have pictured and already have received some really great things. So how can it not be successful if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And I'm not doing it from a phony place, and you're not telling me to do it from a phony place.
Since I started on January 1st, every day something good has happened. Every day, really every single day. And that's something, it's also something it motivates me to stick with the process, because I see the little raindrops coming.
So what I found by doing the exercises every day is my attitude, my ability to see things in a more positive way has just increased tremendously. It's almost like you explain this, but you don't see it, but you're seeing it, as an outsider. You're almost like training your subconscious to think in a certain way.
I mean, like I said, I've always had a rather pessimistic foundation, and I can feel that changing, and I'm grateful for that. And it does make just day-to-day occurrences, you just look at things differently.
To anybody who's listening to this takes 2 minutes or 5 minutes if you really want to take like a little time. I mean, you could make this down to a minute if you really wanted to. It's not difficult.
I think that if they're on the fence at all, they really owe it to themselves to give it a try, but they got to really want to do it and understand that it's not hard. It's not something, it's not, I don't even like calling them exercises or lessons, because it sounds like you're giving us homework. And it's not homework. It's just, it's fun stuff to do. And then you get a benefit out of that. Just, I feel after I do these things, I feel calmer and just better. It's almost like meditation. And so for that alone, it's worth it. But I think there's so much more to it that if you just, like I said, give it a chance, I don't think you're going to be sorry.
It's making more things show up in a way that, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it, it can make a difference in my life. It has made a difference in my life, and I really am thankful and grateful for this, because it's not only great that it's not just a book, I can actually connect with the person who wrote the book and understands, what people kind of go through.
I like the daily routine, most of them. The daily routine is a very, very great thing for me, because it's getting the videos, getting the clips is something that reminds me to do at least one method a day. So I appreciate very much this consistency in this, with all those emails I receive over the course on a daily basis. So that's really helping me very much.
I have a tendency, or have had in my life, to be a little bit more of I hate to use the word, but I'm going to, more of a pessimist than an optimist. So when I started doing, reading your book and then obviously doing the Cosmos, I really did enjoy doing those. And like you said, it can't be a chore. It really needs to be fun and enjoyable, and I look forward to it. And so I noticed I started doing that. I was looking forward to doing these every day.
So it's kind of like you get into these things, and you can't help but, saying, oh, wait, this kind of feels a little bit better. And you just kind of run with it.
I feel differently when I'm consciously aware of the techniques and just trying to look at things differently and just having a sense of gratitude, for lack of a better phrase. That's really what it is. I have a lot more spontaneous gratitude for things than I did before. And so that just makes it feel to me like my brain chemistry is changing. It's my behavior as well, but it's my thought process. And so it does make you feel better. I mean, just to have a better day, forget about, and I don't want to forget about my list of things that I want to manifest, etc. But just from a day-to-day basis and just dealing with issues, it just makes it easier.
I do the, gravity of the cosmos right away. So it's like how I start out my day, and because it's important for me to stay on track with this. And even let's say the program was over, I think I would still kind of go back and start again, just because it's made a huge difference for me. So I really thank you for this program. I think you're the only one that I really feel like has not only written the book, but you implement the book and you see results from the book if you do the work.
I'm kind of a guy, I think, that responds better to some sort of structure, but there's still some latitude that you gave all of us, in using your techniques, because I have read a lot of stuff on law of attraction. And I was one of those people that you were just talking to that just never really put into practice and kind of said, I got to do this. And so it was one of those things that just seemed like a very timely thing, and here we are. And so I really like the way you put things together. But then, like I said, you still give us some latitude where you say, if you're not really thrilled with today's method or technique, then, have a fallback one. And I have about 3 of those. So I think it's just really cool the way you set up. So I just want to extend a little gratitude to you for putting all this together.
The methods really are triggering immediate change, at least in me, and I'm pretty sure this is happening in a lot of other people. So the experience is the key. Just try them out and then see what happens.
I paid off all my credit cards this morning. So I have a zero balance on all my credit cards. And I'm really grateful for that. I have reduced my medical bill. I'm really grateful for that. So, I'm really putting out the energy that, I'm kind of setting myself up for, this bigger payout that's coming my way. And, small changes lead to bigger changes if you stay with it.
The structure that you have, so that I have something to go to every day, and I look forward to, because I don't know what you're going to do that day, and I don't know what we're going to be doing, but it doesn't ever seem like it's a chore. I don't know how that could, because you also make it very easy to do, because you're really only asking us to put in 5 or 10 minutes a day, and so that's easy to do. But the fact that you kind of get things started because you got that structure there, then it's easy for me to do, a few minutes here, a few minutes there. I might do a little scripting later on just on my own. I just, tend to do more of those things whenever I can.
For gratitude stacking, I could write sheets of it, on a daily basis, but I also speak it out loud. So I think it's just the ease of knowing that it doesn't have to be just one method. So for example, you can't tell me as an excuse that I can't do this because I can't write. Well, you say talk it out loud. You can speak it out loud. There's always easiness to this if you make it easy. I don't think that there's anything difficult about the program.
But I also appreciate the fact that you have said it doesn't matter. I don't need to apologize or defend or explain my list to anyone. It's mine, and so I don't expect those things to happen overnight. But again, the process is part of the whole deal as well. And I know that sounds a little bit of cliche, but it is. So every day when I get to do these things with Cosmos, then that becomes enjoyable as well and makes me feel better. And that's part of that brain chemistry thing. So things are happening.
I also like the deal, your concept of scripting doesn't necessarily have to be written. The things I've always had challenged, I'm I don't like sitting down, and writing stuff sometimes. But if I'm walking around, I can see it in my head. That's a lot easier.
In previous things that I've done or books I've read, it felt like there was a pressure, you're not doing it correctly, or what am I doing wrong, or whatever. Well, that doesn't happen. You're very good about making that clear to everyone that they just need to relax and not take things so, put so much pressure on yourself.
First of all, they can take 30 seconds. They can take 20 minutes.
You know, it works. I mean, I think I've started reading or read your book in into December, end of November into December. We're March 1st now. I've just seen tremendous results as far as how I feel on a daily basis. So I would say it works. I mean, there's it works. You just got to do it. It's just like anything else. So.
I think the perspective that I really appreciate, I'm rehashing this, but is I like the way you have structured things, because I think that was the missing piece. I mean, the title of your book kind of says it all.
Well, I think as soon as I had signed up, a couple of good things that actually had happened. I do psychic readings, and the day that I signed up, I think I had ended up having 5 readings that day. So it was I put the money out and immediately I received money. You know what I mean? One of those things. So I think that was God's way of saying, yeah, this is a good program for you to do.
As I said in the beginning, especially gratitudes methods really are triggering this high inside of me and changing my mood. So they are really helping a lot.
I think that the methods that you've provided, the number of methods that you've provided is new, because most things I've read don't go as in depth and the breadth of all those things, where I can't imagine that someone couldn't find at least one or two of the many methods that you've provided that's going to speak to them, that feel good about using.
The other ones that I'll kind of walking to the gym, I always have it in my mind. It's pennies to millions. So I'm like, where's a penny? And I would say about 80% of the time I'll find a penny. More recently, I've been finding dimes on the street. So that's a fun little one to do.
I've received I played bunco and I received $48. One day I've received 36. The next day, the next time I played, I've won money in the lottery. I've got won a scratch off tickets. So I've received money, almost immediately, when I would do one of these manifestation days or my whatever days.
Again, I think there's a structure there, so that for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, you kind of lead us every day. So you start the process. In other words, no one in the past would have a program like that where you had something new coming every day to look forward to. You were kind of on your own. You're just I'm supposed to do something today. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't really feel like it today. So the fact that you have it laid out so well, it's really easy to just go to the next day and then find out something new. And it's something new every day. So I think that is unique as well. And those things make it, in my opinion, much easier to continue on and get to day 30 and day 60. I don't think I'll have any problem finishing 90 days at all.
I feel I've always written in a gratitude journal for probably about a year and a half, okay? But it would be dear God, dear universe, I'm grateful for, a beautiful day or whatever. But this is giving me a much better way of scripting what I'm already seeing, what I'm already experiencing.
It's fun, and it's fun, and it's enjoyable. Every day I wake up and kind of go through the routine. I look forward to doing the exercises, taking my dog for a walk, and both of us are looking on the ground, and I'm talking to him about, hey, where's our penny today? And it's just having fun with it.
In the beginning, I loved this gratitude staking method and the blitz methods very much, because they help me get in another vibrational state. And at the moment, I'm working more with the walking meditation, and at the moment it is starting more into the imagination. In the beginning it was more stacking gratitude. Now it is shifting into more imaginations.
I sat on a couch and I listened to the manifestation because that was my day to do that. Okay, so I did that 3 times in a row, and then by the time I left, I was ready to go. It took 0 time. Those are 7 minutes long. 7 minutes. It's nothing. It's 0 nothing. So somebody's putting their makeup on, they could be listening to money manifestation. So maybe they can't visualize everything, but just closing their eyes, putting their makeup on, they can still do it. Don't tell me you can't.
I think just being open to the different techniques and methods that you describe kind of opened the door for me, and I felt kind of comfortable right off the bat. Like I didn't feel like I was doing something so out there and off the rails that it was uncomfortable for me. It actually kind of all blended together, and then just, like you used the word momentum, well then the momentum just kind of took me into the rest of, like, I'm so glad that you've done this, the Cosmos, because I didn't want to just stop after the book, right? I wanted to have something along with that again gave me that structure and just allowed me to flow into it. So I think if they're just, I don't know how else to say it, I mean, just be open-minded and give themselves a chance and try, I think they're going to get sucked into it. It's just, it just flows right into that. I think it's very easy to get into the program and everything else. And so it just kind of happened for me. Like I said, it just was set up so well that it was as easy as falling off a log. I mean, it just flows together.
So if somebody were to ask me what works for me, I would tell them I really like the Mission Accomplished. I like the vibrating in harmony. I like time-lapse method. You know, the penny to. So there's probably about 5 or 6 that I really like. What I would tell that person is, sure, you can take what I think is best, but what I think is best for me may not necessarily be best for you. So read the book. Do the exercises, you know, from the first one. Try them out. If you like them, you know, continue to do them. If you don't like it, doesn't resonate with you, find out one that really, that you really like and you can feel it. And then you'll start going through. I mean, these things don't take up much time. Again, time-lapse method probably takes all of like 7 minutes.
I take the time to do it because to me, I'm seeing a lot of results from it. You know, something happened. I kind of got something right away from it. Okay, right away. I mean, it happened for me. So to me, that was God's way of saying, "Yep, this is for you. Keep doing it." All right.
I've never seen anything that has a program like you have. Now, maybe I just didn't see the right places or read the right books, but this is the first time I've ever had something like you've done with the Cosmos, where it's really structured, but it's not so, that's why I like it. It's not tight. It's not so restrictive. You still have freedom to kind of do stuff that you want inside of that. So it's like you've given us room to play. You know, you've given us something to start with, but then after that, you can kind of do whatever you want to do.
I really feel an immediate change when I'm doing this. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for this program. I mean, to me, it's, I've mentioned it to actually a couple people to look into your program as well. And I sent some information over for them to, you know, check it out. So I hope that they do. Because to me, I feel like this is, it's not hard to do.
You feel good. Like I feel really good. And the only thought in my mind is positive. Like I just, you know, you just feel really, really good. So it's kind of difficult to explain, but if I'm going to, it's just a good feeling. You just feel really good. There's nothing negative in your mind. You're really positive. You're feeling good. And we all get kind of glimpses of this throughout the day. But yeah, when I run through those exercises, you know, it's kind of this connection to well-being. If you can imagine, just an overall good feeling.
I love the fact that there's structure with latitude. I mean, you know, that I know that I've got something waiting for me every day, that I have a launch pad. I can start with that. It's just been nice to have the freedom, so to speak, and the approval of the leader to allow us to do those things. So I don't think there's any questions I have. And then you actually answered one, and I hadn't thought about it. Geez, what do I do when I get at the end of the 90 days? Well, you've already addressed that, and you know, I will continue to do those things after the 90 days and refer back, because there's, again, so many different methods and so much information you've given us that it never gets old. It's never going to get tiresome. And I'm sure I'll defer to some of my more favorite things, but it does kind of give you the ability to, it becomes a habit, and not in a bad way. I mean, a habit as in it's just easy every day to do that. because of the momentum you got going. So at this point, I don't have any questions about anything. I'm just enjoying the program.
So, I just believe that, it's changed how my perspective on how to do things, and it makes a big difference to me. And I hope that this makes a difference to other people who are listening to this.
With that, you've kind of put that into perspective, and that's like the main concept. This stuff is really not that hard. It's be happy, feel good about yourself, feel good, appreciate things, and get out of your way.
I absolutely intend on moving ahead and keeping with the program. And, like I said, I don't feel the pressure of, am I doing this right? Am I not doing it right? Because you've made that very clear that just doing it and being persistent and enjoying the whole process is really what all that matters. And so it's kind of helped me, like I said, get to that next level. And I feel a lot more relaxed about it, and I feel a lot more confident about it. And then I think that like you said, you talked about too, just the energy, the vibration of that then carries you on to the next level. It becomes self-perpetuating almost. So I'm just excited about it, and I'm not going to be concerned about looking for specific things. I just think that those things are all going to come in due time, and as long as you're on the same page of the universe, it's all going to work out.
I think that you did a very good job. You know what I mean? You don't make the explanations too long, which is, I think a key here.
You know what? I would use an analogy, and again, I'm going to get back to the gym. I look at that as somebody that has purchased a gym membership and hasn't used it. First of all, the reason they purchased a gym membership is because they want to physically change their body in some way. So they know that the gym is going to benefit them. The reason why you've purchased this book is you want to change something in your life. So you kind of look at the simplicity of it. It doesn't work by osmosis. That thing is not going to miraculously get into your brain. The gym membership is not going to work unless you're actually there. So it works. I guarantee it works. If you go to the gym and you work out and you're changing your behavior physically, and you alter your diet, it works. There's no way it can't work. It's the same thing with your book. If you want to bring more abundance in your life, you want to feel better about yourself, you want to look at others differently, you want to appreciate things, it works. But you got to use it.
It's encouraging without being over the top. Like, you're not saying this is going to happen tomorrow to anybody. You're being realistic, all right? Can it happen? Sure. Do I see big changes? Absolutely. But I've also put effort into this. So I know that it's happening. I can see changes already.
Without consistency, nothing can change. That's the most important thing, no matter what you're doing.
The universe already knows what you want. So just feel good and be happy, and get out of your way. Just let it happen. It's really that simple.
The first thing I'll tell you is I thought it was ridiculously inexpensive. I think that was another thing that made it a no-brainer for me. And again, if you look at it, and I think you phrased this really well, if you're really serious about this and you're really serious about trying to maximize your life experience and enjoy your life as much as possible, that is nothing to invest into that. So to me, it was very, very inexpensive. I mean, I think you could certainly justify a lot more expensive. I would have paid more. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so first of all, it wasn't too expensive. All right, and I feel that was really important for anybody that you didn't make this into $1 million. You have to pay this much money. I've seen some of the programs out there where they're like, you have to do it this way. As a matter of fact, I actually looked at a program before yours, and the guy had like a FAQ, Q&A type of session before you even joined the program. And as soon as he started speaking, I was just like, oh, this is bullshit. I can tell already. I can just tell by the way that the other person he was working with. And if you only send in $2,000 today and another $1,000, and you're going to be making so much money. But then when I looked into it and I looked at all the scam reviews on it, you didn't make any money in his program. It was this, it was that, it was all types of things. You've never done any of that. You never said any of that. And that's why I feel like it's important for people to realize that A, you're getting a good program at a very reasonable amount of money, okay? It takes a little effort. You gotta do something. If you don't do anything, if you do nothing except speak out loud every day, doing the types of methods, you're gonna get something. At least you're gonna get something, okay? But for those people who say they can't even do that, and then turn around and say, it's too expensive, I can't do it, blah, 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 they're gonna find an excuse for anything. They really are. And that's the truth. I feel that it's been a cost-effective. I'm halfway through the program, okay? I'm halfway through the program, and I have made the effort every day. If you do something, something shows up. Something good is going to show up. And I'm really grateful for this program. I am. I really am.
Again, to me, as many books as I've purchased and not done anything with those, I spent more money in those previous books than I did on the Cosmos. I mean, it was a very good investment for me because I know I'm clearly in the momentum. I'm clearly going to finish the 90 days, and I'm going to continue. And I still do that now. I refer back to your book and the previous days frequently. There's so much information and so many things that you can use over and over again that, I don't think it was even an issue. And again, I said to myself, for what Andrew wants to charge me, if I'm really serious about this is not a big deal. And it wasn't. And so it took me about maybe 5 or 10 seconds to decide to buy the Cosmos program.
Change does only occur when you really do things on a daily basis, at least in a very regular basis.
If you're really serious about changing your attitude, your behavior, your life, and taking advantage of the potential that is laid in front of you, then I think it's a no-brainer. I think that it was a very easy decision for me because I'm very serious about it. I'm very serious about maximizing my life experience. And I think if they have read your book and it resonates with them, take it from me, like I just said, I've read lots of books previously, but there wasn't anything really to help me get to that next level. You put the book down and you say, that sounds great. And then you kind of go, what do I do now? Well, the Cosmos tells you exactly what to do. But again, it's still, it's a program that's set up, for everybody, but there's enough room in there that you can do it as an individual. So whatever feels right or feels better to you, you can do that inside of that. And so I just think, I didn't want to have regrets. I didn't want to not do the Cosmos because I thought, this is your chance, man. This is your chance to put this in practice. Andrew's helping you at least have structure to it. He's not forcing you to do anything. In fact, he's giving you latitude to have some freedom inside of that. But if you don't do this, you're going to regret it. And that's how it was a very easy decision for me. And I don't regret it at all. And I'm only at day 33. So
there's a reason that I started this Law of Attraction book, because I've read so many, and I've actually done a couple of different types of programs that kind of go in the same direction as your book, but the difference between your book was there's actually follow through on your methods. So when I read your book, it was nice to have the program right after it.
And again, my gratitude towards you for putting all this together and all the work you put into it, because I think it's going to help a lot of people.